You think there's a God out there? Or do you think there's some sort of cosmic entity, like the universe itself, cares about our moral judgment and is active in our everyday lives? Or do you think there's multiple gods out there that each one pulls a different string? Or do you think there's this cosmic karma, this force that makes it so any bad action has to be repaid with another bad action, any good action has to be repaid with another good action? I say this to start this video off this way is because I think having some sort of belief in these things brings some form of comfort, some unimaginable comfort, that I'm not privy to. Um, for as much as I try, and I'm still trying, I cannot bring myself to believe that there's some sort of man in the sky. Um, but when people suffer enough, they tend to turn to religion, and I'm guilty of this as well. The way it usually happens is that you, let's say you don't believe and something really bad happens, and you get on your knees and you beg, please, if anything could come down and help me get through this trying time, that would be amazing. And if that makes it so you swap and you believe and you have that comfort in your life now, then I think that's beautiful. For me, it would feel like an act of cowardice because I don't believe and this man in the sky doesn't exist. And if I suddenly start begging for help for something that I don't even have the decency to understand its existence, it would feel like a form of betrayal to myself. But I do turn to religion in trying times. I turn to it in a different way. I become bitter. Not because, not to say, I've said this in previous videos, my life is privileged. I have a pretty privileged life. I have a lot of the things that I need, and I'm very grateful for all the things that I have. But there's things that I would want, and there's things that I strive for that I fail at. And I tend to get bitter at the world, not because I don't have the things that I want, but because when I really want something, I've said this for the past week or two. I think people are greedy and they're relentless. I think when you want something and you really want it, you stop at nothing to get that thing. I think that's how we have our society. I think that's how we have our technology. I think that's how we have our science. We don't stop because we want the thing. And I think I'm lucky enough to bring that same energy to a lot of the things that I would want. Um, and when you give so much, when you when you when you try to communicate, when you try to put in the work, when you try to understand, when you try to look at things from different perspectives, when you try to give templates, when you try and you still fall short, it's hard to feel as though there's not someone up there pulling the strings, laughing at you. So I become bitter. Um, and this video really is just me saying, I don't want to be bitter. I remember I would say this for a while, and I've always said that I wanted to be stronger. But like in every sense of the word, I want to be strong and I want to be gentle. I want to be I want to be proof to other people that there's still a warm place on the earth. Like there can still be warmth. There can still be kindness. There can still be understanding. And I try very hard, even though I fall short a lot, to be that person, to be that person where it's like, well, this person feels warm. And I feel like because I try to give so much warmth, I myself become cold to myself. And because I'm so cold, I look up at the world and I'm like, I give so much. Why am I still cold? And it makes me bitter. Um, it's hard to feel like there's not someone up there laughing at me. Um, but this time, I am going through it. Pretty rough time. And but I walk outside and I see the trees and I see the water and I see our beautiful city landscapes and I see the sky and I see the sun. And like all of these things feel like they're love itself. Like this is so beautiful. What we have, what we've built, what I get to experience, what I get to see, what I get to hear. Um, and it made me realize that I don't want to be bitter anymore. And I'd hope that I stop being bitter to myself. I'd hope I'd stop being bitter to the world at large. And I'd hope that it helped me be warmer, kinder, and gentler still. Because there's not that feeling of being cold, you know? So, really, the whole video is just let's not be bitter, you know? And I'd hope that if you feel that way too, or you feel bitter and you feel this resentment towards the world at large, I I hope you can allow yourself to not be so cold anymore. The way I'm trying to not be so cold anymore. But yeah, that's the whole video. I hope you had a good morning, and I'll see you next time.